Hello guys and welcome back to the internet's best reactions to the Bahrain Grand Prix. Before we get into the most astonishing race of the 2018 season, I have something to announce to you right now. We have become the title partners of a racing league and it's going to be called the WTF1 Super League. It's on R Factor 2. If you want to get involved, find out more because we're going to be doing some cool stuff on YouTube. We're going to be live streaming it on Facebook and all that groovy stuff. Click below, find out more and all that, yeah. The start of the Bahrain Grand Prix was hectic to say the least, and F2 did a brilliant display beforehand which really put the pressure on F1 to deliver, and they did. F1 chicane comes in from Instagram saying, when Max and Dan saw each other at the RB garage. That did make me laugh actually. It wouldn't make Red Bull laugh, but good one. At Chainbear F1, Ricciardo's dashboard on the formation lap. Your PC will start in 13 minutes and 28 seconds. It was quite odd actually seeing it in the replay. All of it just turned off. Just like, how? How does that happen at the start of a race? You've done all of that free practice. It must kill to be Red Bull this weekend. Zigga McKelly on Instagram says Bahrain, he's just photoshopped off instead of on. If you want to go follow us on Instagram, by the way, great plug, yeah, tied that in beautifully. At WTF1 Official, we're trying to get that like. So obviously we have our weekly feature of Guido Bantegard, and here we see the highlights of the first 5 laps of the Bahrain GP. I'm not complaining though, I'm not complaining that it was a little bit like bumper cars, there was crashes everywhere. Perez got punted into, which I'm sure he wasn't too happy about with one of the Hatters, I believe it was. And it was just carnage, and Bahrain is a good track, and I do like it at night as well, so win, 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 win. Yes, there was a lot of carnage, and even at Red Bull Racing says what? Safe to say that wasn't in our script. So anyway, carnage ensued throughout most of the race. Actually, not most of the race, probably the first sort of 15, 20 laps. Anyway, at Arava says Hamilton 3-man overtake and my favourite gif in the world, Mr. Bean dropping his clams, oysters, whatever they are. But what an overtake that was. There was sparks everywhere. It looked awesome. Like, like back in the day when everyone was like, oh, this is a sick picture. Oh, yeah, I really wish F1 was sparky like it was back in the day. Everyone was scraping. It was awesome. Paul J.R. Harrington, also from Instagram, using the hashtag WTF1. And I love a typo, by the way. I love a typo. If one of my friends just sends me a typo, I'm like, come on, please, come on. Like there and there, like they are and there, right. Like, come on, just get it right. Anyway, F1 couldn't get it right either with their little typo, with Lewis Hamilton started 9th. So last week it was last name, first name, which we didn't see this week. I was actually disappointed it didn't turn up. This week it's 9th. Motorsport.base on Instagram as well. Every Australian that stayed up till 1 AM to watch Ricciardo only go see him retire after less than 10 minutes of racing. And it's a really, really poor attempt at crying. It's just blue lines. But I get your feels. F1 fans, F1 teams, everyone loves a good Haas joke. Like using it as a absolutely. What the hell was that? Anyway, Renault Sport F1 says Carlos is back up to P12 with Roman's Haas in sight. No, that joke doesn't get old. Absolutely. On to something a little bit more serious now. Mercedes AMG F1 and lots of other F1 teams and people tweeted about it, but this was to do with the Ferrari mechanic that got caught up in the pit stop. That was, oh God, just bring back the lollipop. There's been so many issues with the pit light system. I cannot speak today. I know that there was errors, human judgment as well, but I think it's a little bit more reliable than robots and electricity. Electronics and electricity.
Absolutely.
Bring back the lollipop. Alistair's nodding. Robots are taking over. Stop. So midway through the race, Marcus Ericsson just popped up in the points as at Williams Gaming 1 comes up with when you realise Ericsson could get points. It was, I was sat there, I was like, how has he managed to get up into such a high position? I know a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, he hasn't appeared, but he still was in the points at the end of the race. Great job. Now this tweet I don't particularly agree with. At anonymous banter, but not spelling anonymous right. That's a concern in my brain. Anyway, hashtag WTF1, good start to the tweet. Hamilton starts down the order, everyone falls out of his way. I don't think that's true. what an overtake. That three-man overtake. I'm sorry we're going back to it, and I'm not a Hamilton fanboy. WTF1, it's not Hamilton biased, but that was a good move. I know he has extra power. I know he has a party popper mode, whatever it's called, but that was still on the limit. He was literally all the way to the right. He was on the white line. They came back, broke, lovely, jubbly, up to P6 at that time. Nice. At Pirelli Sport, you may know them, Pirelli Motorsport, the people that do the tyres. Such is the strategic complexity of this race that even Hamilton and Mercedes are having long chats to make sense of it all. And I think personally, they smashed it with the difference in tyre compounds, how much they dropped off. I think it was perfect. It really, it brought Bottas right into the race at the end, with Vettel stretching his stint because Mercedes gave them a little bit of a dummy and obviously went on to the mediums. But I thought they were perfect. Pirelli, good job, honestly. Keep it up. There's a few drivers, I saw a few tweets saying, we haven't really seen much of Carlos Sainz. Other people we didn't really see much of, apart from being lapped, were Williams, as at TRL_Martin highlights. Williams were nowhere. They were just so far off the pace. Apparently everything's wrong with the car, and it was. They finished last. They get, how much, was it 10 mil? They get 10 mil extra just for being heritage. What are they doing with that money? At Alex_Gillen says, can we all just take a minute to appreciate something? There's a goddamn Honda in P4. Pierre Gasly. I'm sorry, I'm putting my phone away for this. Pierre Gasly, take a mofoing bow. He did really, really well. Like, what a qualifying session. What a drive. P4. He's got a Honda in his car. It's a Toro Rosso. And that just kind of posed the question, McLaren, what are you doing? So the end of the race came, and it all dawned upon us. At Motichitesh, surprisingly, Alonso is 4th in the championship. Can we just have a moment's realization as to how, what? Underneath sort of Hamilton, Vettel, Bottas, it's a mess in the championship. Hopefully Red Bull will sort that out a little bit. At the end of the race, in fact, on the team radio side of things, at old_grandpa_Joe, Gasly doing some expert trolling, either or. Alonso, so remember Alonso in Melbourne said, we can fight, and all that stuff. Gasly says exactly the same thing in Bahrain over his team radio, that we can fight. I'm not sure if that was just coincidence or not. I'm going to say it was not coincidence. That brings me on to Guido Bantegard saying that he'd much rather hear that than saying the best fans and blessed. Wouldn't everyone, to be honest?
And now it's time for Race Rundown with your host, Matthew Gallagher.
Come in, welcome. Race Rundown time. It's on. You ready? You ready? Steady? Let's go. So the finishers of the Bahrain Grand Prix were, God, there's some long names in Formula One, aren't there? Jesus. Vettel, Bottas, Hamilton, Gasly, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Alonso, Van Dorn, Ericsson, Ocon, Sainz, Perez, Hartley, Leclerc. Vettel, Bottas, Hamilton, Gasly, Vettel, Bottas, Hamilton, Gasly, Magnussen, Vettel, Bottas, Hamilton, Magnussen. I just missed Gasly. How can I do that? He finished 4th in the Toro Rosso Honda. Am I mad? Alonso, Van Dorn, Ericsson, Ocon. When do I ever say Ocon? The finishers of the Bahrain Grand Prix were Vettel, Bottas, Hamilton, Gasly, and it's Magnussen every time. The finishers of the Bahrain Grand Prix were Vettel, Bottas, Hamilton, Gasly, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Alonso, Van Dorn, Ericsson, Ocon, Sainz, Perez, Hartley, Leclerc, Grosjean, Stroll, Sorokin.
Yes!
Whew. Whew. The DNFs were Raikkonen, Verstappen, Ricciardo. And that is it. That is the internet's best reaction to the Bahrain Grand Prix. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you want to get involved next time, use Instagram or Twitter at WTF1Official and use the hashtag WTF1. I'll be scrolling through looking for all of your funny, maybe informative, maybe controversial content. It can be all kinds of stuff that can get into this episode. So get involved. 6 days time to the Chinese Grand Prix. Can't wait. If you want to watch another video, click just here. If you want to subscribe, click over here. Go to our WTF1 shop. I'll hug you if I see you wearing, or not. Make sure you shout, like if I'm 6 feet or more, just go, don't hug me. If it's like a repellent. Okay, go click here. We got some cool stuff, all right? Do it, please. I love you. Okay, that's it. I'm Matt with WTF1. See you in 6 days' time for the Chinese Grand Prix. Goodbye.